Everybody, guess what? We're live. We're here with Beth. We're going to talk about a new event coming up this weekend called Experience in Nolensville. Beth, how's it going this afternoon?
It's going great. Donna, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited. So, this event coming up called Experience Nolensville, is this the first time that you guys have held this in Nolensville?
Well, there's actually have been some wonderful historic tours in the past, almost close to 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Some that have coordinated with College Grove and Triune areas. But this event is Experience Nolensville then and now. So we want to take people into some buildings that they may not been in and know the history. And we also want them to experience Nolensville now with the wonderful places to eat and the shops and the creek. So we hope it's kind of a tribute to the past and the present.
Yeah, that creek is a experience all in itself, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about some of the places you'll see. The event is Saturday and Sunday. You have to purchase tickets to go, and there's set times for that. But tell us some of the places that you'll see.
Yes, we have a combination of 10 properties. And it's kind of interesting as we were putting the list together. We have everything from historic home, like the Stearns house, that has really been beautifully renovated, full of antiques, kind of unchanged. We have the Britton house, which is within the Britton Downs subdivision, where those property owners lovingly preserved all the original wood floors, the fireplaces, all of those historical elements, and they added on to this beautiful home that is a showpiece. So that's a great example of the then and now, preserving history as properties also sometimes develop. And then we have several historic churches on the list. Our Ebenezer United Methodist Church locally just received a historical marker,
Oh,
which is
wow.
really exciting. And there are, it's the first African American church, school, post Civil War in Nolensville. The history is rich. We have the Nolensville First United Methodist Church with the beautiful stained glass windows, and we'll have more information on, each window and the people they were named for. So there may be people that even attend a church and they don't even know who are these people.
Right.
What is their story? And so we all have stories, and we've learned through preservation of the Morton Britton house, whether the nail is square or circular, it depends on the time period of when that house was built. And we have square nails showing that house is back from the 1870. So all the
Wow.
proceeds from this tour, not only will you come out and experience a community and go into some properties and hopefully have some lunch, maybe go on the bridge and take a walk along the creek, maybe go to a playground if you have kids, but also get a sense of place of Nolensville's past.
And for so many people who have just moved to the area, they may not be aware that all this history is right there in front of them and may not know the story. So I think this is great for people who have just moved to the area.
Yeah, we noticed at the Buttercup Festival, which is a huge, wonderfully successful festival in the historic district organized by the local merchants. We had booths in front of a home place, which is adjacent to the trailhead parking lot. It was originally the Stagecoach Inn, and we were showing the kids the stagecoach style. I'd have kids climb up in that and say, just think, this road was originally a Native American trail. And then Andrew Jackson was tearing up along this trail, okay? And then it was a stagecoach route. And there were turnpikes that across every 3 to 5 miles, you had to pay a little something to get past that because it was dirt. Then it was paved.
Right.
So that was the only way that Al Capone was hidden through. Okay, there was no I-24, I-65.
Yeah.
So that's really the road that, you might get stuck on and think, oh, I'm running late. Use your imagination. And these kids get to stand up on a stagecoach style and think about the stagecoach stopping there, delivery across the roadway. That's their town and their community. So we celebrate the old and the new.
I love that. That's a great story. I had no idea some of those things you just told me. Tell us about, you mentioned a little bit, but it's going to benefit a great cause. You guys, I didn't realize it was 2 years ago. So tell me about the
Yes.
Morton Britton house that you guys moved that was gonna be torn down, but you guys saved that, and this is what it's gonna the proceeds are gonna help.
Yes, absolutely. Like many growing communities, there's a lot of growth pressure. And there was a home that was on the National Register of Historic Places, but unfortunately, the Historic Zoning Commission of Nolensville at the time thought that they could save it in place, but they found that they couldn't. And there was a legal loophole that was going to allow it to be demolished. And so the Heritage Foundation of Williamson County has been terrific. And they had said, originally try to keep a home that's on the register in the same location. And then as soon as they knew it was going to be demolished, they're like, you got to move this house. Move this house. So a lot of us, the Nolensville Historical Society, they're amazing. It goes along many, many years of these folks that have preserved and restored the 1937 Historic School and Museum. They already had a history of preservation. We also had some other community members that have great histories of preservation, like Evelyn Gillespie Hyde Bennett, who saved the Stagecoach Inn, a home place. She moved and saved the Nolan House. Okay. Done a lot for preservation in Nolensville. So she passed away slightly before all this happened, and we knew that it was something that she would have said, we need to do this. Our community raised $50,000 in about 30 days.
Wow, that's a lot.
GoFundMe. We literally had to put a deposit on the house mover who moved it in 3 different sections. If you go on nolensvillehistoricalsociety.org, you go to the Morton Britton house, there's a great video of moving the house. There's a great link to the tour and buying tickets. But all the proceeds will go toward restoring this historic house. And Greg Bruss, our project manager, works tirelessly in coordinating that with, getting all the materials, and we want to get it back in the original condition of the register. And we've had, kids. Kids have given their chore money. It just makes me want to cry.
Oh,
One little boy said, I can always get a new toy, but my town can't always have historic places that I can walk into. That gave me hope for our future. So we just want to emphasize that we're really about in this weekend about the old and the new. They're not exclusive. It's both and.
right.
Let's come by our brand new restaurants and beautiful new architecture. Enjoy that. And then, stop by the toy shop in a beautiful, Victorian house and has educational toys. Go into all those shops and repurposed, the feed mill, which is known the Amish goods, enjoy the creek. But besides those places that you can normally enter, you're going to have an opportunity to enter some of those that are not always open to the public, like
Mhm.
the place and the Nolan House and others.
Yeah. That's a great. I'm so glad you guys are doing that, giving people that opportunity. I think sometimes when you allow people to have that connection with the community in ways that they haven't in the past, that helps
Mhm.
them give them a deeper connection and understand why we need to save these places. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Tell everybody where they can get tickets so they can come this weekend.
Yes, you can get tickets online at nolensvillehistoricalsociety.org through Square. In advance, the tickets are $25 a piece, but in advance, you can get 2 tickets for $40.
Oh, so you save
You
some
can
money.
get 2 tickets for $40. And then the day of the event, you can pay with cash at the door of any of these sites, or you can go on Squarespace online to buy with credit card. I just want to emphasize that on site, we won't have credit card processing. That will have to be done through your smartphone, or you would have to have cash, $25 at the door.
Okay.
And again,
So
100%, we're nonprofit. 100% goes to restoration and preservation.
I love that. Give us before we go real quick, give us an update on the the Morton Britton house. I keep saying it backwards. What are you guys doing? What's your next idea or project you want to work on with that house?
Yeah, so the team has done a great job, and again, under the direction of Greg Bruss, we have the beautiful, beautiful tin roof on the chimneys. We have repurposed some chimneys from the original brick. We have taken away all debris and so forth from inside the house. That was quite extensive because you're getting down to the bones of the historic house itself, and not the modifications that happened through the years. And the next step is the siding. You'll see there'll be some plastic over one side, but we're, reinforcing, doing the siding to match the original and getting craftsmen for some of those exterior parts. At the very same time, we have, internal work in the house as well. And, I think people that are coming to Tennessee, whether they've lived here for, I don't know, multiple generations, they respect history, but also people coming to Tennessee who just moved here. They've been around the country to see communities retain their identity and are very special when they, keep the architecture of the historical periods, and they do the new. And
Hmm.
it's like that both. We stay away from being plastic America where everything looks the same. We have a unique character that we can maintain through architecture, but it's hard work. And I celebrate all of the commercial and residential developers out there that care, that say, hey, I'm going to develop this piece of property, but this special, unique historical assets on here, I'm going to use that as part of it, or I'm going to be part of the story continuing as I enhance the story of this piece of property. So, we're just really grateful that we had a property owner that stepped up last minute. They had to forego, doing anything on that property. The Heritage Foundation said, move it into the historic district because that'll give it its preservation long term and protection.
Hmm.
So, the wonderful thing about that is that besides a photo and a book, people will be able to walk in and experience this house, be transported to all the stories it inhabits. And what's exciting is all the people that come to Tennessee have their story and become part of the story of Tennessee. So it's really both coming together. We just hope this is a really good experience for everybody who comes and enjoy our town.
Yeah, and maybe you'll do it again next year. Is that a thought if this goes well?
You- well, never say never.
Mhm.
And some folks think that a tour is good laid out, every couple years or few years. There's some properties that may not be on the tour this year that could open up in the future. So yeah, that will be interesting. And again, hope people will pay attention to all the wonderful events at the Nolensville Historic School Event Center and come see our museum. It's open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 2 and the first Saturday of the month, but it'll be open the whole weekend for the tour. But there's an old classroom, wonderful features like a historic kitchen. You just get to kind of like inhabit a space a different way instead of just reading
Mhm.
it from a book. They say history is caught, not taught.
Mm.
Let's catch it. Let's
Yeah.
catch it. Let's celebrate the new while we honor the old.
Yeah. I like that. I like the way that you guys are saying that. Experience the new and the old all at once. All right, Beth, thanks so much for joining us. You guys, please go get your tickets, and we will see you again soon. Bye,
Sounds great.
everybody.
Thank you so much.